Okay, so today's like episode 4 or 5 of me playing just this game, which still is an overall series. It fits into the sort of chess video game anthology where like I stopped playing on these websites, even though I'm technically still playing on the chess through this. That's the whole beauty of the only reason why this game is any good, right? Otherwise, it's like Chess Ultra with a dead player base and whatever, visual stuff it has going for it doesn't matter. The most important thing is actually online player base. So this game cheats that by stealing or whatever, using the player base from a website. You don't have to be using this game itself to be actually playing on it. Basically, somehow I don't know how exactly it manages to do that, and I'd love to see that same idea done with chess.com, but there'll be a lot more regulations or issues with that because I guess chess.com could do it themselves, right? Make their own app or whatever where you get all these cool pieces and animations and different things where you're still just integrated and playing on the website. People raise like cheating concerns, but I don't see how it's any different, right? How would you cheat any easier playing on this game than on the website, right? Like, oh, well, they can't tell if you're using an engine or something, but you could be using it on your phone while playing on PC or vice versa. Your friend could be using it for you. Like, you could be on the phone with somebody and they could, be telling you what to do. It's so impossible to regulate that online. That's kind of a moot point. So they still, in the last couple of times, haven't made the changes that we really requested or expected. 0 out of 10, you still can't remove the notation from on the board. Not like even on the outside, but even on the spaces themselves. So I was almost in the mood for classical, but then you realize with my schedule these days, first of all, it's my Tuesday stream, but it's Wednesday morning. This is how it's been some of these times. I keep falling asleep when I'm about ready to start. But yeah, it's like I could play one classical game and then that would be pretty much the whole stream. If I'm only going for like an hour, hour and a half, the whole fucking thing could be, that one game could be like an hour. So I don't think it's the time for that. I've been playing pretty much as bad as I've ever played too. Or you know what I should do, which I did for Arc. I had a custom cursor that I got because you don't want to see the fucking Windows mouse since I'm finally playing Arc on PC. So it's the same thing here. This game doesn't have a custom cursor. I don't think that was even part of my criticisms. Imagine how flawed your game must be for me, the ultimate stickler that every game should have a custom cursor, at least as an option, that I didn't bring that up because there were so many other things to focus on, like, oh, the notation can be changed. There's not enough options. You can't configure anything. You can't see the analysis after games. You can't see the ratings of opponents, like, from the website. Like, I'll shit all over it, but I'm still playing it because there's no alternative. It meets 2 criteria. You have to actually be able to play people online. That's kind of important for an online chess experience. And then number 2 is it has to have some sort of 3D visual feedback and stuff. And the visuals aren't even great, but they're decent. Like, they need to add more sets and things like that. That'll come down the road, I'm sure. Or maybe they do seem lazy. Like, they had a great idea, but they were lazy with how they presented it. And so on that level, it is a failure because they could have done so much better. And if they had, then this game would have been a household name and like, wow, this is what we've always wanted. So yeah, I'll play some 10-minute ones, just try to whatever. Like, there is no real format or condition with it. But my point with the whole anthology backup was, we played like Roblox chess and we played like what else? Roblox chess. We were gonna play Nintendo Switch chess. We tried to play it in Gary's mod. We tried to play it in some other game. I can't even remember. And so the point was I was trying to go through all these video games since I deleted my chess.com account for the 3rd time. Like 3 strikes and I'm out. And so now I was trying to play it in all these video games like Battle Chess, Chess Ultra, and just go through it that way. So you're still playing chess on a weekly series, but it's not just on these websites over and over in a monotonous way. It was just to be in a different game like every time, but we can make little mini-series out of them too. So this is like more a backup thing. Like, this is the equivalent of me playing on a site when I don't know what else to do. I think Nintendo Switch is the one that I missed though. I played Roblox chess, which was actually pretty good and fun and active. Of course, with the 3D pieces and all. I got to like silver rank. Then Chess Ultra is okay, but the player base is dead. Then what was the other one? Gary's mod didn't really work. That could be my own configuration issues, but I hardly even got to play it. And then there was at least one more, I think. You could do Neverwinter Nights, but that's also the same issue as like you're playing pretty much by yourself. It's like I'll never actually stop playing chess completely, but clearly my effort to try to rank up on in any serious way was sort of pushed. I mean, I can still do it here. I'll get to 2000 in classical and in rapid on here. That's the commitment that I made, and I'll become a 2200 FIDE player at least, and I'll do whatever on chess.com. Like I'm gonna do those things. It's just a matter of time, and I don't feel like this is the time. I have to like hit the lottery and I could do it, or I have to fucking, you know, have all the time in the world, or I'll do a lot of it off stream. That's the thing I was trying to keep authentic, is the fact that I wanted to I wanted to do it in such a way that I could do it all on stream to show. Like, I never play off stream, I never study off stream. I would just play the game in terms of, you know, this pawn structure is kind of confusing, right? Like, what are you supposed to do with it? You're supposed to go here, which means I should go here, but then he could just shoot. What? Why did it do that? It made it sound like I'm making an illegal move. That's good, so now I can make this wonky pawn structure, but at least it's consistent, connected with one base. This is the whole principle to whatever my belief, at least. Not saying it's an absolute accurate thing that you should always do. If you have one anchor for all four of these pawns, right? So all four of these are protected from just one. It's not like you're connected here on one, connected here on one, so it's all split up or whatever. So this one is so important that it's worth leaving the rook there just to cover it, because you're effectively covering four pieces for the price of one. So I think he just wanted a pawn. We're like 13 some odd rating, and the thing, oh shit, what a move. See, this is what I mean. Like, a player of this caliber, 1300 on the chess inflated website, cannot make a mistake. It must be all part of their master plan. And of course I should see such a thing, but I don't know actually. Well, no, it's not actually that big of a deal. He just thinks he's being cute, but you can't take that, you can't take that. That's not even an issue of like, oh, I don't see what he's doing. It's that I don't look, or that I probably take too long. There is this complacency that I've played with in these last couple years that I don't like. I think I didn't used to really do that. I played more maybe in a oh shit, that's kind of good because you can't raise that. I played more in a naive sense, like, oh, everything's just fresh and interesting, which is not at all how chess works, or is meant to be. So you could go here. If he takes, I could take. Don't really have to do that, but I mean, it would have been, you know, we're also threatening the queen, dynamic horse moves. Nothing you can take with the queen still. There's always variance in your chess level play, no matter what level you're at, but there is a sense of, I don't know, like psychological conditioning. Like, you can just tell that you're better than what you play as. So it's some sort of a, you're not really interested enough, you're not passionate enough. And of course, my whole way of looking at everything in long form is always like, I have to do, there's some weird principle with this, right? I have to be able to do something all the time, even if I don't do it, to enjoy it. Otherwise, I don't want to do it at all, right? So it's like, if I can't play chess all day, every day, then I don't want to play it at all. I don't want to do it halfway, like, oh. So, like, I had that tendency with certain things. Like, I wanted to have, I don't know how to explain it, like, you don't want to feel like you have to do things on a schedule. Like, oh, I can only play, like, what is a game that would maybe dictate that? Like, it only lets you play at a certain time or something stupid like that. Because if there was such a thing, then I then I wouldn't want to do it, basically, is the point. Or even like with streaming, I set kind of a fixed schedule as far as what I play every day. Wink wink, it's Wednesday and I'm playing my Tuesday thing, but whatever. The point is, if I had to set a fixed schedule, like at 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock every day or whatever, I have to stream, then I wouldn't want to do it, because that's too exact and too precise. If I want to stream 12 hours one day, I will. If I want to stream 1 hour one day, I will. So I like that flexibility. But in the context of playing a game, it's the same thing. It's like, I want to be able to play as much as I want, whenever I want, or not at all. But oh yeah, like WoW Classic is a perfect example of that. That kind of broke me psychologically because of how, even if right now it's been out for a couple years, at least officially, and I played it, I've actually played a good amount, but still, even if I didn't, like right now, I haven't been playing it because that series is over. But I just want to know psychologically that, oh, I could play it if I wanted to. I don't want to feel like, oh, I have to play it now, and if I don't, it's going to go offline, and then I'm going to miss the chance. Or yeah, that's like the whole delisted games thing too. Look at this dynamic attack we got going on. should be mathematically impossible. In fact, to save it, you can erase this stupid thing though. Yeah, so like a game's about to go offline in a month, and so, or that's why I don't like multiplayer games oftentimes in general. There's some sort of dissonance. Like, you get invested, you play it, and then you know it's going to go offline next year or in a couple years, so you don't feel really connected to it. That could arguably make it more meaningful for people, but I hate that feeling of being on a timetable. So then you're playing it just to play it before it goes offline, not actually to enjoy it or something. Yeah, that is a good psychological principle. It's like, I want to have this thing all the time, otherwise I don't want it at all. Right? Or like people are like that with the relationships sometimes, like, oh, I want to talk to you every day, all day, or at least I want to be able to. And then you might not actually do it in practice, but you just want to feel that way, like, okay, you're always there. This I can't move. I could actually do a move like this, maybe, but it wouldn't do anything. Seems like a very pivotal move. See, this one pawn is so annoying because I don't mind covering this one, but like if you were to move up here, then you have both rooks trying to do that. Yeah, I'll just push the other side because I don't know what to do. When in doubt, just look at the other side of the board, right? Don't tunnel vision here. Whatever he's got going here is ugly, but I can't really figure out how to deal with it, so. Yeah, like with the relationships. Like, if I can't have you all the time, then I don't want you at all. So look at that in the context of a video game. I feel like there's better examples from when I was younger of that. Like, I would make sure that I would have, like, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, like when a game goes offline, that's the biggest thing, right? So the game could come back online tomorrow. It's like, oh, you can finally play it, and then you don't play it at all, but you wanted that whole time to know that you could play it if you want to, anytime you want. You don't want to feel like it's on the limit, like, oh, I can only play it when the developer wants to let me. What is that example I'm thinking of? It's like there was a game that you could legitimately only play some times of the day or some criteria, something stupid like that. Or like if the servers are always offline, you don't want to have to worry about stuff like that. Now the queen always covers both of those pawns, so the rook is free to move, although that's not arguably the way you want to go about it. We're still pinning the knight for what it's worth. Look how long this game seems to have gone on. I've talked about like a million different subjects and I have 5 minutes left. Does this version of the game move in like slow motion or something? Is that like a bug? You could double stack and then do a little bait play. If you take, then I take. Or wait, what is that? Okay, that's fine. That has nothing to do with anything. You could raise a pawn, take a pawn, take a pawn. I don't like this pawn structure really that I have, but it's not terrible. Yeah, see, there was that period where I was playing chess for such an obscene amount of time. And it was like, you know, it showed a certain amount of dedication or commitment that I wanted to be able to give it a fair shot. And I think I finally did, so I still consider it a failure, but at least there is some nuance to that. It's a failure for different oh shit, I could have just took that. Maybe I got greedy. I literally could have just taken it with the queen. I don't know if it would have been mate right away, but what the fuck happened? Or could I have done that even before or something? The nuance is that people would say, oh, you're so bad, you should study, you should do this, you should do that. My standard was the opposite, that I shouldn't need to study, I should still be able to play much better, I should still be able to get much farther, and I want to see the experience in that innate improvisational sense, rather than anything else. Now, if you were to take, yeah, see, like, he still doesn't get it. I could have just done that to begin with. That almost seemed like a decent quality game somehow, but I just felt like I was very... I didn't make any big mistakes or anything. It was just very clean. Although now I'll still fuck it up somehow. He's always this move that's so hard. It seems like you could just give all kind of random checks, but you want to do something else very specific, I guess. Like, you go here to threaten here, and that would be mate. And so he can't cover it, and so he just loses. Mate in 2 is very hard, I guess. And now this is what always demoralizes you, though. Like, he will somehow save it, and then I'll get pissed. Like, how the fuck did he do that? Everybody's bad, but then they become an escape artist. Look at this shit, dude. For fuck's sake. So he still can't do anything crazy. He can threaten that, which doesn't bother me too much. So you can't do that. But if I do this, then he'll bring the rook or something. Right, go to G7. He goes to here, I can take. He goes to there, I can just take it. Well, escape from this one too. Fuck it, dude. It's always easier to defend in chess than to attack, because you're trying to guess what your opponent's trying to do rather than come up with something yourself, or at least, you know, so you have to be more inventive, and I got to come up with these brilliant moves and this and that, instead of just, oh, I'm trying to figure out how to just stay safe. And so I definitely became a more defensive-minded player in these last couple years than I was when I was younger, where I was just super aggressive, and I always got away with that somehow. Everybody was so bad, but that's what I always qualify. Like, who was I? I was so bad too. So, like, what does that mean? Or this is almost how you could play chess, or sometimes how I would play stuff in general in the past. It's like you play a game, then you go, you get up, you use the bathroom, you play another game, then you get up, you eat a snack, then you play another game, then you get up and you go put your laundry in the machine, then you play a game, you get up, take it out. Like, you just keep doing these. Like, it's just, you're doing it as like a normal part of your schedule, even if you're doing it on stream. Like, I would constantly go AFK and stuff, even though I do these super long streams. Like, I could do an 8-hour stream, even though I'm not like a big streamer, I'm not making money from it or a living from it, but I still somehow manage to do it and deal with work life, personal life at the same time. So that's kind of a cool philosophy, is like, you're doing it in such long form that it becomes like a normal thing. You're just doing it. And so sure, that might not be good for viewership and stuff, but I didn't care about that. It's like, you're just kind of doing it all day and having fun with it. And out of an 8-hour stream, I might only be AFK for like an hour, hour and a half, but it would be sort of at sporadic time. So that's kind of a cool thing. So I haven't played any faster formats here. I've only played, I think, like 10-minute and 30-minute. And you know what's interesting? Actually, there's something with GMs, like, as good as they are, they make these excuses online, or they'll be like, there's certain formats that they won't play. Oh, we don't want to play classical because people will cheat, which again is fair. It's easier to do it there than anywhere else. Although I don't see why in a 10-minute game it would be that hard to do theoretically. But also in a game like this, there would be the sense of like, you wouldn't want to play the faster formats here because, wait, why can't I even play those? Wait, I didn't even know you couldn't do that. Because, like, oh, you know, it might delay a little bit, or there's this tendency at the beginning of games. There's this tendency at the beginning of games to be able to, like, they always make the first move before my game even loads in. So there's always, like, a bit of delay, the fact that I'm using this and they're using the site. Why can't I actually do that? I never noticed that, because I guess I never tried to play them. Do they not have that feature yet? Are you fucking serious? I mean, it works out well for me, because I was just saying, I'm not like a salty GM who's going to use that as an excuse. Oh, haha, somebody's cheating in classical. Or like, you know, even in bullet, oh, I'm going to get flagged because they're cheesing with the mouse or something. So as good as they are, they still don't have that absolutist mindset to, you're one of the best players in the fucking world, and you're still going to bitch like that and make excuses. Even if they are doing that, you should be able to beat them somehow. Okay, so apparently you can't play the faster time format. It's a good thing too that I don't really care about them, but I don't really see why, what would activate that or what would happen. And of course I hate increments, whether it be a longer format or not. I want it to be a fixed amount that you can really work around and plan around or whatever. So the point is, I checked to see whether you could do these or not. I couldn't find any real consensus or topic on it, but it seems like you can. I don't really see, you know, what would enable it. Or maybe I'm just so bad at them they won't even allow me to play them. Or they know, they've listened to my stream, that they're so uninstructive and trash that nobody should play these unless you're like 2,000 plus anyway. Because it's not going to teach you anything. You're just going to do random shit and see who does random shit slightly more accurately than someone else by pure accident most of the time. Nobody knows what they're doing, even in longer formats, but you don't even have time to think about what you don't know that you're doing. And then I added the custom cursor here, so I would use this one sometimes on browsers, but it looks a little clunky there. It looks better here within a game itself. So every game I play has to have a custom cursor when you're playing on PC. Like otherwise, it's unacceptable. So Magic does have one. It's very nondescript. Let's actually look. Can I actually show these and compare? But whatever. Magic does have one. This is gonna have this one at least, or whatever chess game I play could have this. Wednesday Paladins, I'm not actually sure off the top of my head. I think it does, but I forget what it looks like. Arc, I just added one last time, so I just have to remember to keep doing this at the beginning of the stream because it's just a principle of mine that every game should have one. Then Friday, like PVZ. I don't know whether PVZ has one or that's just something in the app itself that you're playing on, but whatever. Both versions of PVZ do have one. Flex format you can't really control because it's a different game every time, although I sometimes still do that. Like I was playing DC Universe, a card game or whatever, and then I added my own, I think, or whatever. Like I'm playing Marvel Snap and I add the Infinity Gauntlet thing. And then Sunday is Hearthstone, which of course does have the iconic little glove thing. Let me actually see one thing. I want to see if Paladins actually has one. It's like we're doing a custom cursor tier list, but whatever is naturally in the game gets a bonus from that alone. So you can see here, it's very nondescript. It almost seems like one of those mobile cursors, almost like what you get for PvZ Heroes. There's nothing special about it, but at least it's something, right? And you almost barely even notice it's there. It's very nondescript. Like, where is it on the screen now? I don't even know. I'm kind of fidgeting with something with it. Wait, that's weird. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there. Yeah, so that one's subtle, nothing crazy. So like let's give a 3-star list. Like that's a 2-star because at least there is one, right? Native to the game. But other than that, it's pretty nondescript. Nothing special about it. This one is, I honestly forget. Wait, are you serious? Paladins has had the Windows mouse the whole time and I never complained about it? I guess it's not the kind of game that I think about like that, but I wonder what I could do for that then. Because when you're in the game, it doesn't matter, right? But just for the menu, I should have one for that. So I'll have to remember that for tomorrow. So yeah, this one gets a 1-star because it fucking doesn't exist. And then this one is pretty good, but again, it doesn't naturally have it. Or you can't even see it here. You have to be like on the menu to see it. Yeah, see, like this one fits pretty well, but again, somebody had to go out of their way and make this. So that is, that's probably like a 2-star. Only thing that would put it over the top is, like, it's very good if it was natively there. This one's not really all that special, but, or in fact here you can't even see it. So I must have somehow fucked up and not had the mouse cursor enabled. Yeah, so this one sort of has one, but that's like a 1-star because I don't know whether that's even, there's no sense of personality to it to the game. It just is there for the sake of it, obligatory. This one you can't even see, but it's like that white thing. I don't know why cursor wasn't being captured here, but it was on that one. Oh, because this is like the one that zoomed in, so I must have forgotten to configure it. This one's maybe like a 2-star, like it doesn't have a ton of personality to the game, but at least there is one. And then this one is like, this is probably a 3-star because we all know the history behind it, although arguably recycling it could be a little bit, you know, a little bit questionable, but it was the right move to make. It's almost a little bit too small though when you think about it. You know, there should be some way to maybe customize that aspect a little bit. Or, you know, as much as they have like custom card backs and heroes and this and that, you would think they would have custom, you know, custom cursors that you could earn one legend rank cursor that looks pretty cool. And of course, this is the chess one, but this only gets like maybe 2 because it's good, but it's not native to the game. So the best one is probably either the Hearthstone one or, I mean, the Arc one was pretty cool. I have to remember tomorrow to actually, or by which I mean today, but probably could turn out to be tomorrow if I do it fucking Thursday morning. I have to do I have to find one for Paladins because we're not going to end that series without a goddamn custom cursor. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out at least in my OCD appeasing ways. And of course tomorrow I'm going to do my Red Dead thing, so I don't know how I'm going to fit that in with Ark given my limited time. That's always a Thanksgiving tradition of mine, do the Red Dead Bounty Hunter series. It'd be so much easier if it was on PC, or would almost tempt me to do it in Red Dead 2, but I don't think I'll do that yet. I'm still happy with, like, that's the only time pretty much in the year that I play Red Dead is just on Thanksgiving and just to try to bounty hunt, which just means not like actually helping law enforcement, but killing as, you know, it's a evil playthrough, killing as much as possible to get your bounty as high as you can without dying. And if you die, you have to reset from 0. So that's always like a mini series that I do for Thanksgiving. And then on Christmas, it's actually a hard rule that Christmas for the last couple of years is the only time when I'm allowed to play Skyrim. I don't play it any other day of the year. So that's like a little Christmas special because it's like a snowy game or whatever. And that's like my little Christmas present, just to be able to play the game. And all the rest of the year, I just don't even play it at all. Because whatever, like it's so addicting, or you end up playing it all the time or something. I don't know. Okay, let's say I should do this. This is basically like a just chatting category for me, which would work better again if I had more time, because then I would actually get shit done too. But like I fell all the way below 1400, which makes no fucking sense to me. We don't have like the increment condition or anything like that with this. If I fall below X whatever, that's still true in classical, which almost did just happen too, but he wasn't expecting that, or I guess it doesn't matter that much to him. And Pesant, we did basically get a free pawn. One of my biggest weaknesses that I'm even always constantly and acutely aware of is the simple fact that I always will take a trade. Not always, but whenever there is a trade available, I'm very inclined to take it. And the reason why is because I don't know, again, I'm more defensive style, so you would think it matches me, but the position doesn't always bode that way. And there are oftentimes when you're winning, but then you keep trading down, so then it bogs down the position. As much as I complain about those kind of positions, it is still annoying because I'll do it to myself. Like I'm up a piece, but then I trade everything, and then it somehow doesn't end up working out so well. If I take, you could take there. And it does lead to an awkward pawn structure, so I'm not really sure what to make of it. These actually do cover each other for now. He's almost acting like he's taking it for free. Doesn't it just feel like I'm in my own class from these people though? And I really should be, but I'm just too lazy. And that's hardly an excuse, because it's like I shouldn't be. That's the point. Like I don't. And this should make it impossible for him to cover this pawn if I'm not mistaken, because you can only cover it with the rook. You got to save the rook, take the thing. You take your own pawn there, but maybe I just don't care. Oh wait, I can take his rook too. You know, how long has that been available for that we both missed it? Like, I don't even know when that happened. You know, the game should be over, but then I'll fucking dick around and end up... You're double attacking that, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's over. You cannot beat a player of my caliber when I have a lead like that. And the fact that I got the lead in the first place tells you what exact caliber I am, too. We just go back rank, pin it down, maybe. Or now I'll get lazy and kind of, you know, oh, I'm just gonna let him take my pawns because who cares about the pawns? That's the funny thing. Like, you people would think, oh, I'm cocky or I talk shit, but it's actually the opposite. It's I talk shit in the opposite way. Like, I'm so bad and these people are even worse. It's not that, oh, I'm so good, right? So I always qualify it that way, just to say somehow, I don't know, it's just different. You're sort of trash talking innately that people all suck and I just suck slightly less. So you're more talking trash about yourself rather than anything else. You're gonna attack into the knight as well if you move that. So I can take the knight and then I can like do a little cheeky thing like this. This still doesn't matter because you have the rook there to cover. So now you go like this. Oh, well, it's still fine, but I obviously was doing that under the assumption that the king would be there. Like it would be pinned. So the trash talk goes both ways to say that, like, how do you lose to somebody who sucks so bad? And there is no acceptable standard, because you might say, oh, I suck too, but that's just not how I do things. Like, it's not... It doesn't matter about borrowed knowledge or anything else. Like, I can still do it. Just maybe an unfair, unrealistic standard, but I still do it. So now, see, I'd still like to trade some shit off, or I'll fuck up somehow. Here, up a whole rook here. And a whole bishop, because the knight is basically garbage, and this game even agreed with me when it turned it into a superior piece, the pawn. I promote a thing to a pawn, a knight to a pawn. That should be pretty good. I mean, how do you cover that? You gotta go like this with the rook. Even here, it's beneficial because now you're just down to nothing. So you mathematically can't do anything here. It's just a numbers game, dude. Like what is the likelihood of me losing this game? I'm not trying to be arrogant, but it's like, don't even play the game, dude. You can't win. Just give up. And I'm the same type to do this sort of thing. He'll do something cheeky with the pawns here, I bet. I could just try to promote this. If you push here, I could push here. If you push there, I could push there. Like, it just shouldn't matter. Even if you take, I still take. Like, it shouldn't matter, but something bad is gonna happen. If you take there, I can't do anything. Uh-oh. But it still shouldn't matter because if I go if I go there, if you go there, I go there, I don't know what's happening. If I go here, then you'll be able to take that, but then I'll be able to take this. There shouldn't be a mating possibility because there's nothing else even in the vicinity of this. Or why didn't you just take it then? I mean, worst case, you could literally just sack this and then he's not going to reach that in time, so. Sack both the rooks, make Levy a proud man. Imagine turning chess into like some sort of a, you know, gimmick like that, though. Everything is just, wow, we're like, people who are, respect the game, even like people who didn't play much or were never good like me. That's not even the point. Like, I at least respect the game enough not to want to see it trampled on like that. Like, where you treat it like some sort of gimmick, or everything's just, I don't know, it turned into some sort of a joke when it's supposed to be the serious elitist game. Even if you could say, oh, that kept it from being popular, at least you're keeping the standard high. That should be enough to satisfy you. But this is what money does. It'll destroy anything. We gotta chase the Twitch memes on fucking Reddit and stuff. Like, what is going on? And again, that's one thing for somebody like me to do, or some sub 2,000 FIDE player to do, but for the best players in the world to do that is a little bit disturbing, even some of them. Okay, you can flag out, dude. Call me Abhis. Yeah, these are presumably players on Lit Chess. I don't see how they couldn't be because I'm gaining a rating on there, which of course you can't see because the game doesn't give you great feedback that way. Nothing seems to integrate except for obviously the movement of the pieces, and the chat seemed to work because somebody did say something that appeared here. Now, presumably they weren't playing in this game, although they might have been, but they were on Lit Chess and talking, and I could see it here. So why you can't see the rating is beyond me. How hard would that be? Like, you're integrating with everything else in the site. In fact, you're even affecting the rating. So I can gain and lose rating on here, but I can't fucking see it. Unless I'm just missing somewhere that they put it, but I don't see why they would hide it away. Now you could go on here and actually look at it that way, but I shouldn't have to do that. So if you put the king there, then he comes there, then I... No, but you can't even do that. You'd have to go down, then do it. And even then I could go here. Squeeze the water from the wood pieces on the board. I haven't messed around with the environments too much, actually. It should be like every episode I try a different one, or every time I lose or something. Like, the biggest pet peeve with this one is the fact that it has the notation twice. Like, it's rubbing in my face. You're such a moron. You don't know notation. So we're going to show it on the outside of the board and the inside. Like, why do you need that? We get that it's H1, dude. It's just ugly on the inside. The outside at least looks like a real board that could be built that way to whatever, be beginner friendly or something. But it almost doesn't matter because it's all relative to itself. So it's more for discussing, like, you know what you're doing in the game, even if you're bad. You know where you're trying to move it. You don't need a name for it. Like the old absolutist principle, named for function. So everything would be named for what its purpose is. So there wouldn't be all this kind of stuff like, you know, things named after people. That doesn't tell you what it does. It could extrapolate to say, oh, if something's named after Judith Polgar, then, you know, it must be offensive minded. But no, it'd be named after specifically what it is. Like the triple stack rook or whatever. I forget what that one's called. It's like alkalines, some kind of battering ram or some weird thing like that. Which is like the only time you ever see it in theory referenced. Like one game or one player who ever used a triple stack effectively. Most of the time it's garbage. Yeah, you should be kind of proud of yourself, but also ashamed of yourself because you took such a good idea and kind of did a disservice to it. That lighting looks a little bit janky. I wish you could like move around and shit too, or you can, yeah, I mean you can kind of move around with the camera. We'll go into the other room, we'll eat a snack, we'll come back, like how the GMs do, right? Nepal will go take a break in the restroom, not in the bathroom, I mean the room where they rest and have food and stuff, and then they'll come up with conspiracy theories. Oh, well, the food is somehow giving them a clue. Like they that was hilarious. Ace was telling me that, like, oh, why can't I go in there? Unlock that area with the DLC, ha ha ha, for $4.99. Buy this game now for $6.99. First of all, on Steam, even though it's so fucked up that you can't even see certain aspects of it. Like, I will be objective despite playing it. That's one of the reasons why I would want to. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, I forgot. Or that teleports you back. Yeah, like Gary Kasparov with the ice cream. Like, oh, they keep giving him different ice cream during the course of games, and that was to clue him into what he should be doing. Right, like whatever his team, based on the color and the flavor of it. Like, are you fucking serious? I'm not saying that couldn't be true, but come on, dude. The old baseball expression, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Like, you know everybody does something like that. That's so stupid. Why can't you go through the whole thing? Yeah, you literally need bathroom breaks in the middle of a chess game because of how insanely long some of these go on for. And then somebody will pull a Tessio on their phone and try to cheat. Right, try to... The way that he puts the gun behind the toilet, so this dude's sitting on the toilet. I can't remember his name. Like, something Ruiz? And yet he's still allowed to be like an arbiter in FIDE, which I don't get that. Right? He's still listed as an official arbiter. I guess who would know cheating better than him? A regular Larry Lawton, this guy. All these criminals who get kind of romanticized after the fact, like, oh, I'm helping to solve crimes, or now I'm like Henry Hill or something. There's this sort of template of stuff where like I would come up with RP lines that would fit with certain characters, right? And so it almost would make it seem like they're from some sort of other source material, but they're not. There's this one dude who's always doing that style of thing too. I won't even take credit for it because he comes up with his own comments and very whatever witty YouTube stuff that he does. But that is at least a style that I sort of did a lot or established or whatever. Kind of hard to explain, but I at least would do it ironically. I don't know whether he does it ironically or not. I don't want to speak for him, but you probably would see it. Or a lot of his shit is stolen from me too, but what does it matter? Am I going to be petty about YouTube comments? You stole my random comment in passing on stream that you fucking posted as a YouTube comment. Like, okay, so who cares? I'm undefeated today so far. maybe the morning's a better time to play at than night. Whether that's because, oh, I'm fresh, or whether these people are just bad. But they should be bad regardless. My custom piece set gives me super strength. My custom cursor gives me super strength. So nobody ever really... You never seem to benefit from going here. Like, this is what you're supposed to do, because if you take, and then he takes, then I take, but it just never works out that way. And this is annoying, because if he goes there, then you have to kind of dance around, go back, or something. He goes there, everything's good. He does that. Don't let him pin down. That's one of my big weaknesses, because it fucks up my whole pawn structure, and it just goes against how I play. So there are preferential aspects to chess that people always miss out on, because you feel like, you know, even if you think something's objectively better or worse or something, at some point you have to decide how you want to play, how you enjoy it, how you know, just... It's not always about what's best. Although chess is the kind of game where you could say that. It is about that, and who cares what you enjoy? Chess isn't meant to be an enjoyable game. Do you enjoy getting over 75% of draws in the games you play if you're a high-level player? People kept trying to argue that, and maybe it's not as bad as I make it seem, but it does seem like chess is just that kind of game, by all appearances, that if you basically come down to it and play it at the best level you can, the vast majority of games are going to end in draws, which is not how, I guess, a game is supposed to work, I guess you could say. Yeah, I don't know whether these are good trades or not, but I just do them for the fuck of it. So you go like this, maybe. This pawn isn't going anywhere, so... He might be having something in his head that he knows that what he's doing is good. But I don't have any idea. This could be risky just for the simple fact that somehow that pin is going to come into play when I least expect it. You gotta have X-ray vision. That's how grandmasters play. Like, they don't just see the position. They don't look at positions. They see through them. That's my old line. I don't look at people. I see through them. It's like a cool moment of, like, recreating some of these lines, or coming up with them, or remembering them. So like Kyoko and Danganronpa brought out that line in me. Like, I can see through you, because I thought she was like a spy or whatever, and I still don't know whether she is or not. Or like she's in on it with Monokuma. Or like Alex Botez bringing back my factually, objectively, whatever phrasing. It was just like the first time I had used it since coming back. So all these different things I used to do in the past. Or like just mitigate the damage between Paper Mario and Magic the Gathering, the Tree of Life or whatever. Not the Tree of Life, the World Tree. I am using display capture for this just because, in case I have to go on lit chess, I guess I'm too lazy, but you can game capture it. Doesn't seem like it should make that much of a difference with a game like this, though. He's pushed the pawns pretty aggressively, and I don't know exactly what to do in terms of the bishop here is definitely limited in scope. You could try to go to c1, h6 after bringing the queen to like g3. This doesn't even really need a cover, but I don't really want to mess up the pawns. So he seems to have some understanding of pawn play, because I don't know, or he's just making it seem like that, I guess. You would think this should be able to do something, but it just can't. I don't know. Speaking of the rarely seen triple stack that is often not good. Now, isn't there something from this? Because if you were to take here, then he raises it. Oh no, but because the fucking knight is there. Because then you could have double taken it. No, it doesn't matter though, because the king is still there too. Well, let's just ignore that and then do the triple stack. Which still isn't good enough, because never mind the knight, but I would take, he would take, I would take, he would take, I would take, he would still take. So even when you get it, it's still not good. What are the chances that as soon as I mention that, it's exactly what happens too? So rook for rook, queen for queen, rook for rook. I don't know whether that position really behooves me, but my trading nature is too strong to resist. I should never lose a position like this. I mean, it should be a draw at worst. We get like a little octopus knight out of it too. And so we just gotta watch what his knight's gonna do, all kind of cheeky stuff. We go here, octopus knight established. He's being a little aggressive with his king for now. I just don't know what to do with the bishop, actually. It's an odd one out. And you know I'm being objective when I say that, because I love bishops and hate knights, but for objectively validated reasons, so... This is good. He can establish his own octopus knight, though, I'm sure. With no trouble. These pawns, let's just say, are not going to be an issue. So if we do... The king has to be in the vicinity of these, though. That's bad, because obviously his knight is covering that. I don't know what to make of this. Like, I guess his bishop is blocked out in a similar way by even the same pawn, but... If he takes, I take. If I take, he takes. He pushes. I don't really see what's happening with this. He's very confident with his pawn movements. I will say that. It's actually kind of impressive. Doesn't mean that they're, you know, this is like a social contrivance standard in society. Like, you'd rather seem sure of yourself, even if you don't know what you're saying, rather than be honest and seem unsure. Right, so people will gravitate towards people, oh, this guy's so confident in the bullshit that he's telling me. So people will reward dishonesty. Like, you could look at that in terms of politics or something. So just act sure of yourself, even if you're not. And people would rather have you just lie like that or something. That could be a big mistake, but I don't see exactly how. Okay, so now it's a knight versus knight nightmare endgame action. He goes there, that's like his own octopus knight sort of thing, I guess, maybe. He's attacking there, which is a problem. So I have to do the same thing where I threaten something that he can't protect. And I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe I should just push mine instead. Then we're going to push it down his throat with the protection of the king too. And just go for it, but he's pretty close too. But he won't be able to sack for it is the point. You could go here and protect for it that way. Right, that'll be the last square that it's on. Could be a mistake what I'm doing, but I don't see with confidence how I'm going to do this still. So he'd have to cover it. I could just block for it though for the time being and stall it out. What? Wait, okay, I guess I'm just blind. I even said that the move before, exactly what I would do. Even then when I lose, it's not really like a legitimate... I mean, it obviously it counts, but I'm saying none of this is like, oh, it's too... Just give me a stalemate. It's too hard for me to see, or he did something really, truly instructive, or whatever. You check with the knight. What was that sound? Oh yeah, even the music is probably gonna get old. I guess since I only play so little and once a week though, I barely even notice, so it makes it easier to do maybe the same thing over and over. Give me a stalemate. Or all you have to do is go there. What the fuck are you doing, dude? You can do it again. Okay, he's trying to troll me, I guess. Is he actually gonna let me promote? But even if he does, he could sack it and then still promote the other ones. What is that noise? Makes it sound like, oh, a mate just happened or something, but it didn't. Okay, all you have to do is go there, dude. Sometimes you can't tell whether they're BMing or not, but it's like they're confused about even how they're BMing. Like, why does it matter? Oh, you just did the same mate after a few moves. Haha, so funny, so impressive. Okay, so we were doing good up until there, and I don't know what even happened. I just got to a knight versus knight endgame that maybe was winning for him, but I probably could have done a lot better. The attack's there. I could just self-pin my king here. This pawn structure I was always nervous about, but I guess it's fine. Like double stacking the pawns and stuff like that is maybe not something you should worry about, but my Darksphere Bishop is a question. I don't actually know what I want to do with it. That's probably not the right move. Let him take, I take, I don't know. Yeah, that guy did have some impressive pawn moves. You go like this, I could take it. But that's a mistake a lot of people make, is in the opening they move like super fast because they think they know. Oh, it's just settled science and it's just, you know, they know opening so well at this low rating, so they don't have to think about it and they just breeze through it. But then somebody does something slightly unexpected and it flips the whole thing on its head. There shouldn't be anything too crazy that he can do here. He's attacking, he'll come like that, I come like this. He needs like a third attacker. We're double attacking that, but it hardly matters. You could just move the rook, you could just do this. You go there, that's okay, I guess. Move the knight away. You go back here, you go back there. Yeah, it's such a pain to set up the PS3 to try to do that. Where it's like, you know, I'm trying to stream Red Dead on there. Is that like the only thing I've really streamed on there too? I might have done a couple other things, but I didn't really make a point of it, like, because that was something I had to do on there. The original Red Dead, because it's not on PC, or you could use like some sort of emulation thing, but I had just never like really played Red Dead, period. Well, no, I mean, I had played it before I played it on stream, but I mean, that's part of the reason why I got a PS3. See, I got it in 2013, a PS3 GTA 5 bundle. Who would think it would take fucking 10 years before it won't be a next gen, it'll be a next gen thing. Like, the next fucking console will come out before, you know, before the GTA 6 comes out. But the point is that, yeah, I got the PS5 bundle, PS3 bundle with the, I mean, it already is in that case. GTA 5 came out for the PS3, then nothing came out for the PS4 or the PS5, so it'll be the PS6 maybe. Well, it'll still be PS5, but this could be good, I guess. But if not for the night, right, because then you would be pinning down. So the point is, okay, I got that in 2013, but I didn't just get it because, oh, you know, GTA 5's on console exclusive at the time, because they need like 2 years to do a port properly, because they did such a shitty one for GTA 4 and then they just gave up and didn't even want to do one for Red Dead. That's the whole reason why there was no Red Dead port, in case you didn't know. GTA 4 had one of the worst PC ports in gaming history, and everybody shat all over it, rightfully so. And it took years to fix it, and they didn't even fix it. Fans had to come up with fixes themselves, and it was just fucked up. It would put too much strain on your PC relative to its actual graphics, and it was just a complete mess. Even if you try to play it now, you'll need like 50 fixes to make it work. But so then they said with Red Dead, okay, if you want to bitch about the PC port, then just we won't do one. That's literally what it was. And so I would have rather had a flawed one that fans could fix over time and mod and do all kinds of crazy things with, rather than rather than not have one at all. Oh, fuck. I was thinking, oh, that would lead to me being able to do the pin thing, but now I can't. He would take, I would take, he would take, I would still take. I don't really want to do it, but I'll still do it for some reason. I mean, he has to do it because... He has to do it because then otherwise you're going to lose the rook. Or I guess not. He could just let me take it and take it. Yeah, that's like an instructive moment. That's a dumb thing to do because you know you're going to open the thing. It's not a good trade. It doesn't benefit me. I shouldn't have done it, but I still do it. Even though as I'm doing it, I'm aware of that. Or now he lets me do that anyway. So now this could just become a very beautifully drawn position. I should have moved the other rook, obviously, because you don't want to block them like that. That helps to undouble his pawns and stuff. You just have to always be aware of like where the rooks cannot go, right? There's certain squares that they just can't get to very easily. So those are the ones that you can place a little more emphasis on, or I mean a little bit less emphasis on. Only one open file, so you have to do something with the pawns to make this happen. If I do that, then you could do that, and then you're attacking that. So maybe I shouldn't do it. I let you take, I take, I don't know. I'm too lazy to figure it out. So it's like, you'll... Okay, alright. Hey Lemon, how's it going? Why is there a pregnant man emoji on what case would you use this on? Apparently questioning its very existence. So we can attack this one, but I can't do anything with the... Shit. I can't do anything with this pawn, or I guess I could. Oh, maybe he messed up by letting me do that, but it's still gonna be hard to do, actually. This only works like if you have the king there to give a check. Yes, to stay attached there. I can't really get to it, though, in time. Like, we could de facto trade those two, but he'll keep going. Oh my god. Yeah, now he'll have the king check that I was just talking about to do, too. He'll go there, then he'll check, and then be able to go there with the cover. Something like that. But the point is, even if I sack the rook, then I get a queen, because he goes there, I take, he takes, but then I promote. Ooh, interesting. Also, you would like your... You sound like you're done with life. Oh, this is just how I used to sound, because this is like my old mic. This is my Blue Yeti ASMR style thing. That's why they call me the quiet gamer, even though I'm still talking louder than I used to then. This could be problematic here a little bit. I'd have to like bring my king to something here. I think I've been using this for a while now, actually, almost every day. This is kind of easier because I move it around more. My other mic is like just in place and I'm too lazy to change it. You do that, I don't know what's going on. Like, see, it's gonna end up being a draw after all this effort. It doesn't sound too well. I don't think there's anything really wrong with it. I just think maybe it was more attuned for... You're meant to be a little bit quieter, which I can't really do as well now. It's like hypersensitive. Either I gotta adjust my voice settings to match the mic, or I gotta adjust my mic settings to match my voice now. It's a little bit different. He could just be trying to draw me out. This one isn't really doing anything for me either. You should be able to win this still somehow with that one extra pawn, but now I kind of fucked up. We could trade that. And then maybe I could win on this side because my king is a little bit closer, but I don't know. I mean, it should be a draw, but who knows? Somebody's going to be forced to make a move they don't want to make because, you know, the king can't go in either of those. So he's well, he can just move a pawn though. No. Okay, I actually misclicked. It should still be fine though because... Okay, dude. Or that was the stupidest thing you could do. Hello? Why is the game not ending? It takes a second. Okay, we'll do one more, I guess. I didn't accidentally do an AI game, did I? I guess you can't even tell because you can't check your fucking record. Okay. So I was doing pretty good at the beginning. But either you get burned out or tired, or you get like, you get overconfident. Go here. Okay, go like this. Just make sure he doesn't pin me down. If you go like that, that always throws me off. Because even if I take to protect the bishop, then it does allow you to pin. But I guess I shouldn't worry about it that much. So I shouldn't really do that. There is the point. I should just wait. If he takes, I can take. Yeah, it was a good move by him. Go back. Oh no, he doesn't want to go back. You gotta watch what he can do with the knight. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal yet. I lost that one game in such a stupid way too. Like, I just didn't see somehow that, I don't know, I was trying to move my knight to cover the back rank to prevent the promotion, but then it just didn't. There's just a pawn there that I literally just didn't see. It's not like some instructive multi-move sequence or calculation or anything. It's just like you're not even paying attention. Okay, everything here is alright. You just have to watch out for the knight here, which is just kind of an annoying move. You go here, you're double covered. I don't see what the queen can really do from there. If he takes, I take. He doesn't take, I can go here. So my diagonal is actually pretty good on the dark squares here. If he takes, take this, take this. I don't really see how that benefited me though. I mean, even if I don't see it, I still do it. So now I could take and he can't take back. Oh shit, what's he doing? He raises. I could go try to turn this into a maybe he can't stop it. Take. I go here, he raises, I take, he checks, I can just move. There's got to be some way out of this, I just don't even see it myself. Go here, go here. I don't know if this game even lets you pre-move, but if you could, that could be a sequence. Whether you move the pawn or not, I could just take it. But see, then he could do some, I'll pre-move this, but then he'll go here and sack the queen. So then, no, but it still wouldn't even stop it. It is hard, like, to go back to that voice. I don't know how that was like naturally just how I sound, but, oh, fuck, now I have to, damn it. I have to stay covered on the bishop. That's gonna mess everything up. Because if I go back, then you can like push the pawn or do something dumb. So I don't know what to do now. Try to push around the queen a little bit. But there's no way I can replicate that. Like, you just, oh no, all you would have to do is give this a cover. Oh, fuck, man. Give this a cover, and then you go there, and then you mate. Because this gives like an infinite loop cover sequence. These people all suck. It's like I get bored of them or something. Which is why I lose to them, which is not a very good standard, but still. Like, we're literally winning a blitz game and giving him time odds of like a minute. That almost seemed a little bit too easy. It felt like there should have been something you could do there. What rating even am I? Should I even bother to show it? Because he must be using the engine. He's doing all the engine moves that it would do to try to extend the game. And then he even resigned like a robot right after. So yeah, let's actually look at my stats, I guess. You know what's also annoying is that, I guess maybe this part makes sense, but it doesn't let you log into the site because you're already logged in the game. So now, if I want to analyze them, I would have to do it manually again. Okay, let's just look at this because you have to go out of your way to do this every time you play on there. And I just like to have all my analysis in the record, whatever, for insights and long-term whatever stuff it shows you. And so I assume what is that? Just a contributor icon, I guess? Yeah, we've been doing this game actually quite a bit. Chess exclamation mark. In fact, that might be the only thing I've been doing. Wait, why is it not showing me anything else? 12 hours ago. Yeah, even this is bugged out. I'm like a time traveler. I played 12 hours ago, even though it was just now. 1 week ago, 1 week ago, 1 week ago. It's always like a day off. Like my time zone is wrong, but it doesn't really feel like it is, or I don't know why it would be. Or sometimes it works like if they analyze it, then it's done on the site, so it already counts it being done, so you don't even have to go through this. I bought a game so that I could use free analysis on a website for the games that I'm playing in that I paid $6.99 for. Like, every game should have its own analysis engine capability. And again, people would say, oh, that somehow is used for cheating, but so I won this one, right? +9. Oh yeah, I didn't even see what rating am I. I'm 1669 here, totally not by design. And then I'm 13. Wait, how am I 1362? If I just won a couple games. Isn't that where I was before? I mean, I'm obviously a 1500 player, but insufficient material draw. Was this really or no, I must be looking at like last week's thing. It just feels like so many of these games are drawable by design no matter what. Like, you can always just get that if you really want. Which people swear that isn't the case at higher levels, but I still feel like it always evens out. You've already requested ongoing analysis. What do you mean, dude? I always would complain about how slow this could be too sometimes to do it. It's like, oh, it's free, but I mean, still, the standard is high. I'm impressed by the site though, all things considered. People must have donated to it a lot. And now this game is trying to fucking profiteer off of its player base, which arguably, as much as I like the idea, it is questionable, right? Like, this is a free site that you have to pay $6.99 to play for on chess exclamation mark just for the little custom pieces. Like, what kind of a clown would do that? When I technically didn't pay that much. I paid like less than that because it was cheaper when it first came out. It was like on sale, release day sale or something, which is kind of a weird concept. Like, it just came out and you're already giving us a sale, which is like showing a lack of confidence maybe in whether you feel like the game is going to do that well or not. Okay, that's fine. I don't know how I lost this much though. I thought I was like 1360 last time, so I should have gained something today. I guess I maybe fell further than I thought. See, I'm not even really looking at them. I'm just looking at the numbers. So I did pretty good in most of these. That one I lost was dumb. So I think I only really lost one. I guess I'll look at that again after. One was a draw, one was a loss. The rest were wins, I think. So I'm confused. Is everything okay? Are you there? Okay, some of these must be like last week. One of them I actually DC'd from the game, and then I lost, even though it made it seem like he was AFK. So like I was still in the game, sitting there like, oh, well, I wonder what this guy's doing. He just rage quit. But then I actually had disconnected, so it didn't give me the greatest feedback for that either. So let's look at this one. You see, this one's already analyzed. Or no, these must be from last week then. Right, because they're all already done, or all these people already looked at them. You can imagine losing to these 1300s that you could be playing for the first time and you still shouldn't, but that can be sometimes hard to measure because they could be like using theory and stuff. These white arrows are a new addition. I don't even know what that means. Or like they're just making it more clear that they had all these different size and color ones, or like different shades of blue. So these are all older ones. So let's see what yeah, somebody was saying. I have to go. I have an exam. He's having a stroke like Lemon sometimes does. Or is that Lemon or is that somebody else? I think it's Lemon. So plus 18. So yeah, what was my overall record today? I think it was pretty good actually. I think I only lost one game, although I didn't play that many. One, loss, draw, one. So I gained. Where did I start? I started at like 44. So 1344 up to 1362, which I guess is okay. But I mean, I was just 1500 like a week ago or something. Look what a difference that makes too. Just going from this to 1500, both of which are garbage and low standards, takes you all the way to like from 40 to like 60% or something. And then here, of course, I was like top 6,000 on the whole site. But you actually have to play the games to qualify for that rank. Like your rank is literally 6,000 or something if you get to 1,700. So I almost fell below, or I went to like 1630, which if I fell below 16, I would technically lose because you're not allowed to fall below the 100 increment unless once you hit the 50 increment. So once I get to 1750, then I can't fall below 17. But that only I do for classical because I don't really care about rapid as much. And so I just failed that one on chess.com. So imagine how deflating that would be. Then I'd be forced to exile myself to fucking ICC or something. Okay, see you tomorrow.